Hey everybody, it's Eric here with GMFlash.com and Spartan AutoWorks. Today I want to make a quick video about airbag modules in the 2007 newer GMT-900 trucks. I get a lot of phone calls about bad airbag modules. The airbag module in your truck is more than likely not bad unless there was a deployment. We'll talk about that in a minute. I get a lot of calls from local St. Louis dealers or small car lots that want to sell their cars, but obviously with a light on, it's hard to sell. They've taken it many places, nobody can figure it out. But this is a really easy fix. So there's first things first. There's a TSB or a recall for cutting the carpet back that goes on top of the module. So this is the module. This is actually out of let's see if I can read that upside down. This is out of a 2007 G6, I believe. Yep, G6. The module looks almost identical for that particular era of GM stuff. So this is what your module is going to look like. There will be carpet on top of it. What happens is the carpet gets water soaked and causes the module to corrode, which therefore causes issue with the module. Now, have I seen corroded modules? Yes. Do I see that as a common failure? No. I've seen some really corroded modules that still work perfectly. Not healthy, I'm sure, but they still worked even though they're highly corroded. I've seen one really bad one that looked like it was on the bottom of the ocean with the Titanic, and that one was no good. But other than that, I've seen some really ugly modules that still worked. So if you try to hook up to this, if you have a scan tool and you can read codes, you're more than likely going to find there's no communication. And the light could be intermittent where you could be driving down the road and 10 minutes later the light goes back off. Or maybe a couple days later the light goes back off. So here's the real easy way to diagnose it. So more than likely what you have, as long as there's no crash code, which we'll get to in a minute, as long as there's no crash code and the light's on sporadically or maybe it just stays on, it's more than likely a broken wire. I can't tell you how many of these things I fixed in these GMT-900 trucks. Any other truck never have an issue, or the GMT-800 series never have an issue, but these GMT-900 trucks are just notoriously bad for it. So this is a connector out of, I believe, a Cobalt or something like that. It's the same style connector because obviously it uses the same style module. This is all I had here for the color code's not right, but this is all I have at the house. So what you're going to need to do is go to, obviously you want to check the wiring diagram, but this is pretty accurate for what it is. So pin 1, which would be this guy right here on this particular module, if you can see that, that's pin 1 and pin 2, and then pin 31, pin 32. But obviously the colors aren't right. So pin 1 is going to be a low reference, pin 2 is going to be your low speed LAN. So all your secondary modules usually do not use CAN bus, which is your tan and black wires, or tan and white, tan and black, whatever. All your secondary modules, like your radio and all this stuff, are usually going to communicate over the GM low-speed LAN network, which is usually signified by a green wire right there. So the one you're going to probably have issue is going to be pin 31, which is going to be your battery positive voltage. Pin 32 is going to be a pink wire. Pin 31 is going to be a red and white wire. So here's our red and white wire. Let's just imagine for a second that's down here in pin 31, which is right here where the black wire is in this connector. So what you're going to need to do is unplug the module. The seat's real easy to remove in a GMT-900 truck, so I would just go ahead and remove it, make it a lot easier on yourself. Pull the connector out. You're going to obviously go here, which is going to be your pin 31. You're going to put a paper clip or something like that in there. Or obviously you can use one of these back probe kits like right here. Those are tremendously helpful when working on electrical stuff. Go to your pin 31, back probe it, you're probably going to find no power. So where's the power break? Well, the problem is on these trucks is in the door sill. There's two spots I find it. In the door sill or at the 90-degree bend at the right there by the hood latch release. So what a good thing I do is when I first get one of these trucks in or somebody brings it to me, it's usually an easy fix. What I usually do is go and grab pull the sill plate, grab the bundle of wires. It's usually kind of clipped in there, just laid into like a tray. Pull that out, just start shaking it around. When you start shaking it around, guess what? The light will usually go off. So there you go. You found your break. So usually it's really easy to find doing the shake test, either in the middle of the door or going up to the where the elbow or the kick plate is there by the hood latch release. So if that doesn't yield any results, then you'll have to get your power probe out or a test light out, start pinching the wire and trying to find your break, and then obviously make your repair. So the only other time you'll really have a light on is for a front impact sensor, which are real common in these trucks, even the GMT 800 trucks. They're just notoriously bad. But if you don't have, obviously you would have communication with the module and you'd be able to pull that code out. So if you don't have communication, more likely a wiring problem. Pin 31, pin 32 is what you got to check. Pin 31 is probably going to be your issue. At least it always has for me, and I've fixed a ton of these trucks. Second issue you may run into is maybe the truck's been in a deployment or had an accident and the airbag's deployed. And if that's the case, this guy right here either can be cleared or replaced. I don't clear these modules because the only way you can really clear these is you got to drill a hole in the top of the module in order to get to the circuitry on the board in order to clear the crash code. So I don't clear these. So if you happen to have one that's been in an accident, it's just cheaper to go find one out of a wrecked truck. Obviously, you need to get with a salvage yard that can look up your part number, which is hiding under here someplace. But look up the service number, part number. Service number, there should be both a service number and a part number on here, even though this is covered. The service number is what you're going to want to look up by interchange. And any good salvage yard can locate that for you. There's a few different interchanges. I believe 2008, as I looked this up today, I guess is by itself, but I think 2007 has a couple different ones, and 2009 has a couple different ones. And these are pretty, this style module in those trucks kind of fits all the platforms, like the SUVs down to the regular cab trucks. But like I said, you're going to need the part number, service number off of it. Call your local salvage yard. They'll look up the Holland interchange and they can find one for you. So after you get your new module, what are you going to have to do? You're going to have to reseat it, which is called the SDM primary key reset, to reseat the new replacement module to your vehicle. Now, when you're replacing the module, make sure when you're shopping for a used module, make sure whatever you get does not have a deployment. A lot of yards don't realize this. It's not clearable or not easily clearable. There is no over-the-counter type solution for programming. It's kind of some special programming, which your dealer's not going to be able to do. They're going to tell you got to spend $1,000, whatever, for one of these modules. So anyway, like I said, I don't clear these. $50, $60, local salvage yard. As long as it's correct interchange, pop it in. Go see our other YouTube videos for airbag modules, and you're going to be looking up the SDM primary key reset. So after this is in, obviously you've checked your power, all the power's good, everything's good. The light should come on, and it should say B0 or B1001 or something like that. Configuration mismatch. Super easy. Go to your scan tool, navigate down to your airbag system. So you will have to have a scan tool that does airbags. If you don't, you will have to go and hire somebody or go to a local shop. It'll only take approximately 30 seconds to complete the whole procedure. But you'll have to go do the SDM primary key reset to the module, clear the codes afterwards, cycle the key, and your light will be off. So I hope you find this very helpful. If you're having a 2007 up new body style with sporadic airbag issues and you have, no communication with the module, more than likely this is going to be your problem. But just imagine this is in pin 31 location, the red and white wire. It's going to be in the door cell or at the elbow there. More than likely your culprit, 99% of the people that call me for this stuff or bring me trucks locally, it's always the red and white wire. So like I said, hope you find this helpful. Please like and subscribe. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below and I will do my best to get back to you with an answer. Thanks and have a great day.